I'm about to win big, and when I do, I won't just pay my debts off, I'll pay yours too.
I wanted to start with I guess a somewhat sillier question, although it's a pretty heavy element of the movie. Colin, for you, can you tell me what is your favorite meal scene you've ever filmed, and how do the buffet scenes in this movie compare?
Easy. The recruit interrogation scene, Big Mac.
Oh.
Yeah. That was fast. Usually you ask me about films, but that was, they literally, we had a Big Mac in the scene, which is used as a temptation device to get me to speak. And they brought, obviously, if you're going to have something like that in a film, they bring the big dogs from the head office, McDonald's head office, and they had a little McDonald's truck kitchen set up.
Wow.
And they made picture perfect. The temperature, the aesthetic. I mean, it was like an Ed Berger, James Friend framed.
Oh wow!
Big Mac. Yes, that was
Okay, so I feel like that Big Mac might go above these.
Yeah, and I only had to take.
Well, they look great.
I think I only took a bite or two in the scene, or not even at all. But I had about 4 Big Macs that day. But it was all of my own choosing. It wasn't stuffing lobster tails and salmon, which they're fine in certain measures. But the day on this film was a bit,
This movie was a lot. Taking a little more of a serious turn, a question for both of you, because I love asking about the value of having a good scene partner. Can you each tell me something about the other as a scene partner that you appreciated and maybe helped you unlock something in your own character that you wouldn't have been able to without them?
Just the same thing. I always appreciate. Thanks for the. Let me jump in now and talk so that you don't get to answer this because I speak for 4 minutes. Is just openness. You know, and when you do get a sense of when your scene partner has decided things can be a certain way and that's going to be that way. And that's fine too. And you adapt and you go with that. So I'm not saying how anyone should act or perform, but with Fala, it was very clear that she had done loads of homework. She's a bit of a square that way, a bit of a teacher's pet. She's she loves research. You know, she's an incredibly seriously trained actress. She went to Juilliard for 4 years. So she has a wealth of knowledge about the art and the craft of acting and theatre and film, but she remained open the whole time. So I could see little adjustments in how she'd look at me or how she took the environment in. And that, of course, altered my performance. And more and more, as I said before, that I think your fellow actors kind of write your performance as much, if not more, for you than you could ever write it yourself. You come in with a set of ideas and you come in with a reality that you have conceived or imagined, and then the people that you're working next to inform you so much. And she was always so open and so generous with her energy and her interpretation that
Thank you so
was
much.
a joy.
You can stop
You're welcome.
now.
Okay. Keep it quick because we've only got 4 seconds.
He's just the best.
Enough.
It's really,
No. See what you've done? You got the actors to,
but really, I felt that, we're, as much as we keep open to possibilities, but I always feel like there's this like meticulous articulation in the way that Colin works for his character. So much thought. I'm a teacher's pet, but you have your way of being very specific and doing all of that. Meanwhile, I feel the sense of constant breaking of form and just kind of, throw things on the wall kind of energy. And that's giving credit to Edward Berger as well.
That
he allows us to
space.
give that space and respect in a way for us to do that. And so we're trying something different every time. But at the end of the day, it's, the moment Colin walks into the room, how infectious his generosity and his heart, his open heart is to everyone, not just to me, but it's to everybody in the crew. And that's something really beautiful and moving that I learned a lot from.
Thanks, love.
Beautiful answers all around there. Well, I wanted to follow up on something I read in our press notes that you had said about Edward. You mentioned that the sense of confidence he gave you really made you feel like you can embody the character. So I want to know, can you tell me something you were able to achieve with this character only because you had a director who gave you confidence and also valued your voice and input when it comes to crafting the character?
For sure. He just gave me so much trust. I never felt that he was thinking about, maybe, I'm sure they looked at a lot of different actors and possibility, and he was attached already, Colin. So, they have to, that's part of the job, to imagine different possibility. But, the moment that we met, it just felt something I felt immediate. Well, I try to get myself hired, but this trust that he gave me, that I just felt very safe, and I felt that he didn't want to veer me into something that only he imagined, but he was inviting me to imagine that with him. So we started our meeting with just without reading the script. It was the first Zoom meeting, just like, hello, how are you? Tell me a little about you. So getting to know each other as human beings. And that was really important for me to have a jump off point. And then we can talk about character and script and inspiration, all of it. And yeah, but I really, really appreciate Edward for giving me that space.
I love hearing about a filmmaker that prioritizes that aspect of the process. Colin, I have an Edward question for you as well, because one thing I read that you had said is that you can text him at any time of night with ideas, thoughts, and questions. So I want to know, can you tell us a particular late night text that wound up being in the final film that people can see now?
I don't know, but I know that it's one of the dangers of working with me, apparently, is that you'll get texts at all hours of the morning with certain questions, because I'm not great at sleeping at night. Haven't acquired that life skill yet. But I can't remember any particular thing, but I know...
Yeah, the hand on the face thing was also like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you texted, it was our last day, the sun was setting, and then you texted me, and then you talked to Edward.
Yeah.
And it's like, how about we put, a hand on the face, and we try that, and it was beautiful, and it made it into the film.
It is, it's in the movie. Yeah, it definitely confirmed one good idea in the film. Thank you. No. But I don't know. Yeah, but supposedly some people I've worked with have not taken kindly to the texts that come at the wee hours of the morning, and someone like Ed, he gives himself so fully to the whole process. And he does it as well. What you were saying about me, Fala, Ed is the same or more or whatever, but he's incredibly generous and he's very accessible to everybody. And he's also, for someone that's as brilliant as he is and as focused and clear in his own vision as he felt to me to be, he's incredibly inclusive with regards to other people's opinions of what we're doing. And just how, not as a result of uncertainty, but as a result of actually caring about the input of his co-collaborators. He really, and it even went down to the process of being in the edit. He was very inclusive with people. How did you feel about that? And what did you feel about that moment? And he would still follow his inner compass, but he would take on board what other people were saying in a really beautiful way, so that it really did feel like a family thing, like a huge collaboration.
Oh, I have so many follow-up questions about that. But Colin, I have to wrap our interview with a quick question about Batman too.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully I've come up with something that makes it safe for you to discuss, and also maybe something that you have not been asked. When the script for the Batman 2 came your way, what is something about it that made you say to yourself, I have something to gain from this, from returning to this role as an actor who is always looking to evolve my craft and challenge myself in new ways?
Oh, I don't know if I got all that from anything ever, but just being part of that film, to be honest, I love that world. I loved it as a fan of film since Batman 66. I grew up watching that, and Burgess Meredith was my first Penguin, and then Danny DeVito was my second Penguin, but to see how Matt, and then Chris Nolan's work, of course, was extraordinary in that universe, but to see how Matt has re-envisioned a world that if it's unique enough and still honors the struggles of that city and the psychological struggles of the character Bruce Wayne and Batman, and who is the shadow of who, is Bruce Wayne the real guy or is Batman the real, just to be part of that world. Honestly, just to be in something that takes place in Gotham where a character called Bruce Wayne and Batman exist is such a joy for me. So it's less about what can I do. I was spoiled rotten with 8 hours on HBO, and it's less of what can I do with it and more, just to be in that world and be around Robert and be around Jeffrey again and be led by Matt Reeves, is something I'm really excited about again, just to be around it.
You made the most of those 8 hours, I'll say. And also both of you made the most of the colorful big swing opportunities in this. I will just say there's a certain thing that happens in the end. Everyone should sit through the credits.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Perry.
And the score, pitch perfect there.
Thank you.
Huge congratulations on Ballad of a Small Player. And thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Perry. All the best.
Thank you very much.